Hi there, thank you for joining me. I have a new toys here. This is what we call CYD or chip yellow display because this is kind of yellow board basically use ESP as MCU and included a display. Actually have a name that is ESP32 24325 or whatever exactly that is something you can't remember. So just call it CYD to easy way. Well, I bought this for my personal project. I think this can be more simple. We had found all component what we needed was included here, so don't need assembling from scratch. And today I'm gonna show you how that board look like. In the front side, we found the display almost covering across the board. This is TFT 2.8 inch with a resistance touch. Also LED RGB into the corner over here and a light resistance sensor in the opposite. In according with the size, I think that can be used for kind of smartphone project or portable device or something that need a small display. And this is how it look like when I compare with my another one display that is 10 inch. Well, in the opposite on the back of the board, when we zooming into the ESP module, it's showing the model that is XH32 from Sparkly IoT, and it different brand with the board provider. If we see here, this is from Tuition. And so anyway, another necessary things we need to highlight it is driver TFT and touchscreen display. Why? Because this is really needed when we programming process. You have to make sure you using a right or match library according type of driver touch and TFT display. For touchscreen driver that use XPT2048, it is touchscreen controller IC designed for use with 4-wire resistive touch panel. It is commonly found on small LCD touchscreen module. The function IC driver is converting analog touch signal turned into digital value that microcontroller can read. That use 4-wire like this, 2-wire X-axis and 2 other for Y-axis. Also these chips work on SPI communication. So for TFT display driver, it is a little bit challenging to find component location because in this CYD module has been mounted under LCD and has been joined with very strong glue. Exactly, that's really possible to break when unplugged with force. So the only way we have to look at into the data sheet and find this IC chip. And luckily I found type IC that use ILI 9341. Again, really important to know kind of what IC types was used because determines to choosing library. I don't want you to be like me. I was my time. Try find library depend on board series. Of course there are mistakes. So still focus with driver chips. Other than that, have a provide charging circuit, use lithium battery for storage, connecting to the battery pin connector. Basically use IC IP530 and 6, that's kind of SoC chips with 2 ampere boost converter and also charging. More, about for 5 input and 4.4 voltage output charging, also included with 3 LED indicator battery, but unluckily it's not provided in this board. More than that, there is a audio amplifier here, so that's allowed to using external speaker with 100 ohm external resistance required. Also, there are two connectors here and another one over here. One of them for this one, according with the schematic, that pin dedicated for DHT sensor. It is temperature humidity measurement. Even when we look here, IO pin 21 has been connected to 10 kilo ohm pull up resistor. And in ESP32, pin 21 as SDA and pin 22 as a serial clock. Of course, it is mean this connector provide I2C communication pin access. But there an anomaly was happened when I first try it. I use for RFID module and suddenly I found that pin 21 didn't produce any voltage when I measure it. That current just show 0 voltage. I tried to figure it out and finally have some chat in Arduino forum who have a same problem in I2C pin and they say it's coming from jumper resistor which connecting with ground and and it is very appropriate when we look here. We can see in capacitor touch circuit it is R25, which is this component. Then I just unplug the resistor and that cutting the connection and yeah, luckily everything is back to normal again. The downside of this board is that it doesn't provide many input-output access pin. Like here, the connector give access to pin IO35 and also pin 21 and 22, which there are two pin was used for I2C. Suppose when I using it for communication, which is only remains one pin 35 as a IO. Of course, this is very unfortunate. Actually, SP have many IO pins. There are more than 30 pins, even though it was used for component package in this board. But I think the developer should at least provide pin header or path for access the pin IO. Even that was used for feature, but that won't be a problem as long as we don't using it right. Jump to this connector. This is a connector word communication using word 0. As I know, ESP have a 3 word channel, among of them word 0 like here. It's made for debugging program into the chip. Of course, you still using this pin, but that you after upload the program. More than that, we'll lose pin to monitoring serial of ESP because serial monitor also using this word 0 as a communication. Yeah, I think that's all for our introduction about this board, and the next step we will explain and we'll try how to using this board to getting started.